In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about my Memento deck profile post Legacy of Destruction. So I've actually been able to playtest this already with the new support, and it is a huge improvement. With Memento Twin Dragon and Memento Fusion, everything falls into place, and this deck feels like a genuine rogue deck. I'm also running 12 hand traps, guys. So I feel like the baseline for a strong rogue deck, a serious deck, is running that many non-engine. I could even push it to 15 if I wanted to. And this is exactly what I was waiting for from Konami. They've given build packs in this set. Probably best support we're going to see. And Memento just got announced even more support in Infinite Forbidden. So clearly they want Memento to do well, and I'm excited for it. So let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about Memento, how to play it, the deck profile, what you can use and expect going forwards for Legacy of Destruction. Let's get into it. Right, coming up first, guys, let's go through the monster lineup. So I'm going to show you guys actually first the boss monsters of the deck and the cards you need to get to the boss monster. So running one of the creation, this is the boss monster of the deck. You need to shuffle 5 Memento with different named monsters from the hand or graveyard, and then you special it. So extremely powerful boss monster, and if it's the only monster you control on the field, it can attack everything your opponent has. Then if your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special a Memento from the graveyard. Now if you do your combo right, that should give you the Witch, which will add the Mace, and Mace can steal in the bonus monster. Everything lines up for creation to be summoned, and then OTK because it is 5,000 attack. Summon this card at the end of the combo with an SP. So if they Nibiru, at least SP can bring back creation. Gatic is super crucial because the second card you dump with the Goblin, you're going to add to the hand with Gatic. Then if it's sent to the grave by a card effect, like the Tatsu for example, you can special it. So it's also a link extender, which you love to see. Mace is super important. You can search any Memento card from deck by destroying a Memento, but also you can discard it and steal an opponent's monster if you control the creation. Very cool cards. Level 1 as well, so you do have 1-for-1 synergy. And then we have Goblin, which can destroy a Memento and dump 2 Memento cards. That is very important for the combo with the field spell, so the field spell can place the Cranium Burst in the back row. Your combo star is the most important cards of the deck. We're running 3 of the Tatsu. This card can destroy a Memento and then dump different level Memento monsters from the deck equal to or lower than the level destroyed. And then what you want to send is a Gatic, Mace and Goblin. The one I shared in my previous video, which I'll put on the screen as well, also a guide on how to play Memento. The combos changed since then, so there we go. We've even got some Guardian Chimera follow-up, which we didn't have before. Next up is a very important card, which is Witch. On summon, we'll search a Memento monster. Then the opponent's turn, you can search the Mace, which you've shuffled back with creation, and then you can target monster they control and steal it. So very busted effect. And then the last card is Dark Blade. Honestly, I wish Dark Blade was a little bit more threatening. It's a trigger effect to discard a Memento card and pop a back row. I would have liked to see something else there. This is literally Witch, but it being a different name also helps to have more names in the graveyard. This can also be another target that you can special with creation instead of Witch if you're in a back row matchup. So with no cost, by the way, so if the opponent responds to it, whoever is still on the board as a Memento, you can destroy that after. Then you can special a level 3 or low Memento from the deck. And that is my Memento monster lineup. This is basically the optimized way of playing Memento. You need those names in the graveyard for creation. In my opinion, if you do want to add more ratios, I highly recommend second Gatic, maybe Mace as well if you really care about the search it has to usually search Memento Fusion, or you can search the field spell. Also, this is a fairy type, so if you do combine other fairies in the deck, you can actually go ahead and make the Herald Link monster, which is a negate, and which is a spellcaster. Celine can bring it back. There's your access code Climb. Let's move on to the Memento Spell and Trap card. Alright guys, for the Memento Spell and Trap, we're running 3 of the Memento Fusion. So this card is actually insane. I love that this card design exists. Of course, with Memento Fusion, if a card was destroyed by a card effect this turn, you can actually shuffle materials from the graveyard into the deck as material. That makes life very easy. We can summon Stapelia, we can summon the Memento Fusion. It's basically kind of a power creep to Bone Party because of your summoning Twin Dragon with the Memento Fusion spell. It's generic as well, so in the combo when you dump the Memento Fusion spell, or you search itself with its graveyard effect, that sets up Guardian Chimera. And as you know, guys, if you played during the branded format when it was popular, you know that Guardian Chimera is a serious boss monster. You can draw hand traps, or you can draw 1, pop 2. And because you're stealing opponent's monster, use that as the fusion materials. So if I'm honest, I really tried to run Boneback and the Fracture Dance, but I want this to be as optimized as possible. I want this to be the list you guys check out and can actually play and have success with. I think Boneback is insane going second when the opponent wants to get rid of your monsters, and then you cheat out creation. That's quite broken. Memento Field Spell, honestly, I wish this was actually more powerful as well. Right now, it's still pretty busted because when a Memento is dropped by a battle card effect, you can special a different lower level from your graveyard. Also, your opponent cannot activate spell traps when the Memento attacks. I really wish that said card or effect. And then the last effect, which I love and very unique about the strategy, is you can place a Memento spell trap into the back row in your end phase. And in the duel commentary I showed in my previous video, you can see how we use that card in game 2 versus Duel Unchained. We set so many cards, if only we had a monster. And Bone Pie basically reminds you of the Tenyi Circle spell, where you can tribute a Mo Yi if they're going to imperm it, or tribute a Taya if they're going to imperm it. You dodge that imperm and your monster resolves. So you love to see it. You can give a Memento Monster Piercing, combine that with Creation's 5k attack, attacking every monster. I really think Memento Fusion is the perfect card we needed. I like that they're going in a fusion direction, and we've already got some new fusions coming as well. So very cool cards. And honestly guys, the engine is not that big, so around roughly 20 to 24. It's up to you. This is what you want to run. You don't want to run terraforming because the field spell is very searchable. If you're concerned though, you can run Barricade Board Blocker to add the field spell back to your hand from the grave. Alright guys, time for everyone's favorite part of the video. This is the boring non-engine. We've got 3 Ash Blossom, we have 3 Imperm, we have 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Nibiru as well. And then for the spell cards, we have 3 Pot of Prosperity, 1 Triple Tactics Talent, 1 Rotor, and 1 Call by the Grave. And that is our non-engine for the deck. We're literally running very consistent engine, and we're coupling it with powerful non-engine. You can say Prosperity is also engine with the cards you need to find, like Fusion Spell, which is usually what you're searching with Prosperity. I'm actually running Call by the Grave because a card like Ash Blossom can actually hurt when you need to special and get that initial part of the combo going, like Dark Blade, like Anguish. Honestly guys, the non-engine is where you guys can really play whatever you want. If you find a engine that works with Memento, which I've tried hard to look for and I don't really find anything there. I can't really see what is super consistent that isn't Memento that works with them. But there we go guys, that is the non-engine. Let's move on to the extra deck, which I'm very excited to show you guys. We've got some cool fusions there. For the extra deck, we are running 1 Guardian Chimera. I'm so excited to be playing this card once again. 1 Stapelia, 3 of the Memento Twin Dragon, you heard that right. We have 1 of the Sky Crisis and 1 of the Chaos Angel. So that was our lineup for the fusions and non-link monsters. Let's go into the link monsters though. We've got 1 Access Code Talker, 1 Appaloosa. We're running BLS link free because of the levels of monsters in the deck. Selene as well, SP, Crush Sheep, Dark, IP, and Anima. So I'm actually testing out Crush Sheep in this deck just because of how easy it is to fusion summon. Now you've probably noticed a trend of players running Super Poly to break those fusion boards, break those Tempai boards, and of course break Snake Eye boards. We can do the same thing, and I think because of the flexibility I'm showing you guys, I actually recommend you try the Ignis Fusion. Also you can run Mundragon and Garua. It's just going to help you win every single other matchup. So I actually do recommend that if you don't want to run 12 hand traps, replace 3 of them with Super Poly. What I would take out is 1 Memento Twin Dragon. I'll probably take out the Crush Sheep, and then the last card is entirely up to you, but I do think you should probably take out the BLS card. Appaloosa can be quite good in a pinch, although most cases, just to play safe, you should actually end on SP. So if they Nibiru you, Memento Creation is still on the board, and that way the trap card is still live. But for now, I think this is a wicked baseline. I think you do need to have Guardian Chimera just because of how powerful this card is. It's a boss finisher. Reminds you of Borosor Dragon, Access Code Talker, just for fusions, and most importantly, it lets you draw the 12 hand trap. And nothing else really to add here, guys. Obviously, we're playing the BLS link because Trihorn is a easy special summon. We can also summon Twin Dragon, and that's going to give us the effects we need on BLS to be a nuisance. There are some decks that still cannot deal with a BLS link monster, provided you get that 45 attack boost. Even Skull Guardian can't deal with this card. But also just like the Selene Bridge, because Anguish is a spellcaster. Now I want to show you guys a 1-card combo you can do with Memento. This is why I recommend. I'm going to show you guys the 1-card combo you can do with Memento Dark Blade. So let's go ahead, let's normal summon this, activate its ignition effect to destroy it, and then special the Witch and effect will on summon search a Memento monster. We're going to add Tatsu because you only control Mementos. We can special it, which also, by the way, shuts down any engine or package we could run in this deck. I would have loved to run Castor Ephemeral. If it would activate this effect now, we're going to destroy itself. That means we can dump Mementos up to level 5 or lower, which is Mace, Gatic, as well as Goblin. Because Gatic was sent to grave by Memento card effect, we can special it. We're not going to activate this effect yet because we're going to bring it back later and then add a Memento fusion spell. Let's do Witch's effect. We're going to destroy itself to special summon the Mace from the graveyard, and then Mace's effect as an ignition. We're going to be able to destroy the Gatic, or rather any Memento, and then search for a Memento card. We're going to search Memento Fusion. We're going to activate the fusion spell. This is quite important. So I feel like I'm going to shuffle back. It doesn't really matter, but we've already kind of used Dark Blade. I don't see myself needing in the graveyard, so I'm going to get rid of Dark Blade. And the other one I'm going to get rid of is Tatsu. We're going to shuffle those into the deck, so I'm going to put those to the bottom. And then I'm going to fusion summon the Memento Twin Dragon. Now on summon, it will destroy a Memento and then search 2 Memento names from the deck, which is very good. So I'm going to destroy the Mace. We've already done its effects. Add 2 Memento names to the hand, which are going to be Creation as well as Trihorn Dragon. Now because there are 3 more Memento names in the graveyard, guess what guys, we can special Trion Dragon for free, which is quite nice. So level 8, you can do Chaos Angel plays if we kept the Gatic on the field, which I think is quite good. We're going to go ahead and destroy the copy of Memento Fusion. We're going to banish this, destroy a Memento name on the field. I'm going to destroy the Twin Dragon. That's going to search as a Memento spell. This is quite important. We're going to add the field spell, and then we're going to activate the effect of the Twin Dragon, specialing any level 6 or lower Memento from the graveyard. Now, we've obviously used all the effects here except for Goblin. Let's special summon Goblin from the graveyard. This is where things get quite interesting, because I'm going to activate the field spell now, and then I'm going to activate Goblin's effect, destroy a Memento, which is Tri-Horned. We're going to dump 2 Memento cards to the graveyard, which is the Fusion spell and the Cranium Burst. And here we go guys, we're going to do some trigger effects here, because a Memento will destroy by battle card effect. The field spell will trigger, specialing a level 7 or 6 or lower Memento from the graveyard, which is going to be Gatic, so let's special that. Then Gatic's effect will trigger, giving us the Memento Fusion spell back to the hand. We're going to link these two off. We're going to summon the SP. Because Nibiru is uncontested thanks to the Baron Savage ban, I think we have to respect it by summoning SP here, which could mean if you have a second SP, I think you should be running it. What we're going to do is summon the creation from the hand by shuffling the right materials. So going to be different names. Now we've used Goblin. This is the card we want in the main deck. We want Gatic in the main deck. All the one-offs you want in the main deck, including the Twin Dragon, which by the way you could leave in there if you have a Stipelia play, but I'd rather go for a Guardian Chimera play once Mace has stolen an opponent's monster. The other name that we don't really want in the graveyard, and the Mace as well. We're going to make sure we set the Cranium Burst with the field spell. And so let's go to the opponent's turn. I'm going to play this out for you guys. Let's say they've done an action. Because they've done that, we can special with the Creation with special Witch is going to add to hand a Mace, which is the next card here. Obviously, remember guys, this is a 1-card combo. We've got 5 monster effect negations with Cranium Burst. I wish this was not 1 per chain. That would have been very, very epic. But I can see with the new support, I can see why. I wish this was an IP. And if you're not scared of Nibiru, if you have Crossout instead, and if you saw my hand trap ratios, you can see why Crossout might be decent. And then the opponent does an action. They summon something. Let's use Mace effect. We're going to steal their monster. And then on the opponent's turn, at any point, you know, we've used the negations on Cranium Burst. They have to attack the highest attack Memento in the battle phase. So maybe Cranium and Creation is still at 3 or 4k. Let's use the Memento Fusion spell. Let's use some materials like the Anguish, the token. We can use another monster in our hand like a hand trap to summon, for example, Guardian Chimera. Draw 2, pop 1, pop 2, draw 1. You get the point, guys. That is quite a crazy board for a 1-card combo. Again, combined with potentially 15 to 18 non-engine, doing whatever you want to do. And I feel like when you compare this to the Snake Eye deck, obviously Fire is the best deck in the game, we all know that. But this is quite legit guys. I feel like this is something you could easily run and have fun with and actually do really well because of the hand trap, and Tikaboo being one of the best tech cards for this deck, which in my opinion is actually main deckable because everything is a different type. It's sadly something that's been limited, but I do think going first pulse side you can run stun cards like Anti-Spell, Tikaboo, Solemn Judgment to protect your back row. There we go guys, that has been my video for Memento Post Legacy of Destruction. I'm super excited to play this, and the Infinite Forbidden support just makes me even more happy to have picked this deck up from the start. Another reason why build packs are the best investments for Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me know what you get up to with your Memento creation. I like to put this card in defense mode just so they can't lightning storm it. You could also find ways to add Goblin to your hand, which protects creation from destroying by card effects and being targeted. And that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.